Okay, now that we've thought a little bit about our plan for our introduction, it's time for us to think about how we're actually going to go about crafting it. At this point, you should have a fairly good understanding of kind of the nuts and bolts of what goes into it, and what the hook is and that kind of thing. But now it's time to actually start thinking about how we're going to take what we know and turn it into something that we can apply to our writing. So when I start to think about how to craft a hook and a theme for my introduction, I start by considering how I want my audience to be affected by the introduction. What do I want them to feel or think or learn or understand? How do I want them to um, respond or be impacted by what I have to say in order to get them to not only be interested in my idea, but to want to keep going with it? So there are three kind of main ways that we go about doing this. It's ethos, pathos, and logos. Ethos means you're connecting your audience with your own sense of knowledge or expertise on a subject or topic. So the audience trusts and believes in you because you are considered to be an expert on that subject. Pathos is where you try to get your audience to feel a particular emotion about your topic. You're appealing to their sense of anger or fear or joy or sadness or frustration. Logos is where you start to appeal to their sense of knowledge or logic. They trust or believe in you because you are presenting them with relevant facts, figures, data, ideas, etc., that are valid. So these three strategies are kind of these umbrella ways that we think about doing things. So when I start to think about my hook, I am starting first by thinking about how I want my audience to feel about what I say. To do this, I look back at the information I've learned. I think about what I think would most help my audience understand or relate to my topic or theme. So I might go back to that sort of little rough draft info sheet where I was kind of pulling out some of my key facts and ideas that I had learned from my research and looking at what trends or common themes I see in that section. So if this is my purpose statement, kids in grades K through 8 need more recess time built into their day because it helps them perform better academically and improves their behavior. The same purpose I've been working with all along. When I think about what I really want my audience to feel, I want them to feel as frustrated and angry as the kids who are affected by this. I want them to feel the sense of injustice that these kids feel. That means that I'm going to really need to try to appeal to their pathos or emotions. So I need to try to get them to feel frustrated, to get them to feel maybe even as defeated as some of the kids who were like, I'm trying to do my best, but I've been sitting in this chair for 8 hours, right? So I need to start thinking about ways I can make that happen. So I think one of the best strategies when I'm trying to appeal to emotions is to really kind of think about that idea of description, that evocative description, or that description that is really rich and creates a strong picture for the reader. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a description as my hook to create a scene that will help generate those emotions in my audience. So, with that plan in mind, let's take a look at what that's actually going to look like when I'm trying to write my introduction. Head to the next video and I'm going to model for you the think aloud process as you're starting to write and craft.